know, it's funny, I used to genuinely put the episode number in the fucking thing. I don't do that anymore because I can never remember what it is. I just record it and then I copy the number and then I just increase it. Welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, episode number 943. I'm actually going to pull it up. I'm curious. I am going to delay the episode solely so I can see what we're on. We are on episode number 14. I'm going to pull up the walkthrough yet again. Because if I recall correctly, we're pretty damn close. Pretty damn close.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Alright, that did it. He's broken.
Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose.
Huh? I forgot what happened in the last episode, so. Ha! It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was masked to mask. And now, we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
That's a good point!
No way! Don't fall for that. You're too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point! Motive, Mr. Wright, motive! Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest?
Nick, he's getting a second wind!
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Rod the Light, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Rhonda Light. Isn't that right, detective? Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious.
Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance.
I, Luke Atme, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate mask to mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable, and the defendant truly believes he is masked to mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant?
This is the blackmail letter found at the defendant's apartment. The handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
I want to, read the letter again. What exactly does it say? If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. and bring 50,000. If you don't, we'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. So, I'm not going to reveal my hand just yet. I wanna save the game. And I wanna try two things. Number one is present that. Okay, they're not gonna let me. Once again, they're not gonna let me make the leap. Is the thing. Yeah, they're not gonna let me just leap. Because I can, make the connection. I don't think they can, so I'm just gonna press everything. And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atme and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Okay, so... mistook. That's right, mistook. From the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take in error. That wasn't what I meant.
Just who did the victim mistake Master Mask to be?
Why, the answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. I'm gonna press harder. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Mask to Mask? Don't you already know that? Zavari, take a look at the newspaper.
Oh, that's the famous Tear of Emanon. A magnificent jewel.
That photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant.
The defendant?
The victim clearly misread this article, and Savari! He got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask to Mask.
I see.
That was an unusually reasonable deduction.
So, that didn't do shit for us, actually. I'm gonna press him even though that seems correct. You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's? There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
An addressee? This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment, and Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there's no addressee is irrelevant. I just had a thought. What if the blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight?
Whoa, do you have any evidence of that?
There's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Okay, so maybe... I'm gonna save here because I've already pressed on everything. Maybe I can make the leap. Maybe I can make the leap. I can make the leap. I can. Okay, bet. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? He's gonna explain it, but I'll tell you that I knew it when they do it. It has to do with his fucking hands. Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence.
The contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. What? What? It's the fucking... hold on. Annoys the shit out of me, dude. It's literally... It's literally... Hold on. Is it not? How do I like prove this? So what I need to do is it's the gemstone, right? Because what it is the red diamond. The red diamond you received the other day instead is what I need to prove. But I don't understand how the fuck I like show that, you know? The mass second these things right by blackmail letters. I don't know. Cause the fifth thing was quote unquote returned. I'm gonna check the walkthrough just so I don't like sit here forever. Present the newspaper clipping. What? So like they're about to explain it, but what they're getting at, the idea is that it says red diamond, but the tier of Eminon was blue. Which, what the fuck ever it is. It's not what I'm trying to say. I have a very, I'll spill the beans. He has the red fucking gem from the blackmail letter on his fucking hand. You can see it every time he, Savari! It's right the fuck there. You know what I mean? Anyways, take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the tier of Eminon, the stolen jewel.
What about it?
The problem is this jewel's color. Color. I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red?
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tier of Eminon that Master Mask stole at all! Objection. And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you're trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That's what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, is that what you're trying to say? Right, Nick?
Yes. Jesus. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. Okay, and now you present fucking Luke at me. Apparently you can fucking do something else. I'm not gonna scroll ahead in the walkthrough. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme!
Do you have some sort of basis for that claim?
You have been personally involved in every single mask-to-mask case. In the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring! That is the diamond referred to in the letter! Which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you!
Order in the court! Order, I say!
Objection! It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that. Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real? Yes, I am.
Nick, come on, stand up to him!
Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world.
Yes, it certainly does.
Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick!
The identity that Luke Atme wanted to so desperately to keep secret was identity as Mask to Mask. Luke Atme was Mask to Mask! What? That's my line. What's that supposed to mean? That's my line too. Listen up, you. This is what you've been saying up to this point in time. The witness pretended to be Mask to Mask in order to pin the murder on the defendant. In which case, you'll want to insist, up to and beyond the day you die, that Rhonda Light was in fact Mask to Mask.
I must say, this sudden change of heart doesn't reflect well on you.
What? Am I wrong? I'm about to fucking, like, lose the trial.
Come on, Nick!
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I told you I'm not doing the fucking walkthrough unless I have to. Luke Atme was a blackmailer! Objection. Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
You have to admit that does sound a little odd.
It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Eminon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
I got up to pee. I don't remember where I was.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rhonda Light was actually masked to mask.
That is what we're claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme.
Silence!
Now I see, it's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Rhonda Light, in which case I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask. Well, yes. Rhonda Light started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point! You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was Mask to Mask? Okay, so... I'm pretty sure it's the newspaper clipping, I want to say. I'm fairly certain it's the newspaper clipping. That's gotta be it. Okay, hold on. Let's save the game just a little bit deeper. If I'm wrong, then whatever. If I'm right, then good. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention.
What do you mean?
This newspaper clipping. Yeah, I was right. There's a picture of you and Rhonda Light in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask to Mask didn't just appear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Mask to Mask was really Rhonda Light.
What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Mask to Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
Why, you... How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life! I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Mask to Mask! Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you're neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. I'm doing the fucking Godot voice, hold on. You're a blackmailer and a murderer! That is your true identity! Why you? How dare you imply that I could have a fucking lonely death? Now you're trying to do something with those big mouth of yours. You're all fools, I say. None of you can compare to my genius. You're all just jealous, so cold. Desecrate me. It can be me. There's nothing ace detective cannot handle. Blackmail, murder, threats. I'll get away with all of it. It's enough to make one laugh.
It would seem we've finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Bailiff! Please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme!
Objection. The fuck could you possibly have to offer? The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling!
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. Sharp enough. What are you? It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he was the one who killed Mr. But there's still one thing you've yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No way!
Order! Order in the court! Well, Mr. Wright?
This is it. This is my final round. Save the game so I don't fucking lose. I've got to prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night.
But can you really prove that?
That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense can prove it with evidence.
Are you sure?
Ha! Don't you worry. I'll watch over you as you break down and fall to pieces. Alright, so let me... Hold on. I'm gonna save this one in slot 2, just in case I have to go back and say that I can't prove it for whatever reason.
Proof that Luke Atme was at KB Security that night.
Okay, so... That has to be the buzzer, right? Because if that's not what happened, what the fuck is the proof? It has to be the buzzer. I don't want to, like, fuck this up, so hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait. Okay, so I was right. I was right. You can't prove it now. You can't prove it. So I have to go here. Because you actually cannot prove it. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony... Objection. Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as mask to mask. No! Well now, the lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as a mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rhonda Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Okay, so hold on. I need to...
Order in the court! That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
By then, it'll be too late.
Huh? Why?
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law.
Double jeopardy.
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. And it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as mask to mask, which means...
he will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer.
There's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. And as long as there's no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections?
So I'm using the walkthrough just because we're at like 25 minutes, and I'd like to get this done this episode.
Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
Who's that? Who the fuck is that?
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you?
Phoenix, raise your head up high.
Oh!
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
That voice! No way!
Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia! This is the true power of the Karain channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me. But right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey!
Now, let's do this.
But there's nothing more we can do, Mia! Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine!
Not yet. The testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well, now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that, just as Rhonda Lights will verify that he's the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot?
Nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you...
Very well then, look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief. Ooh, I like when Mia shows up. Get serious. Alright, hold on. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordley Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Rhonda Light. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Sorry! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. Okay, so, like I said, using the walkthrough just to fucking get through this. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you gonna make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke Atmy's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec, just one chance. It seems that the party's about to begin.
Well, Phoenix,
There isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony.
so it would seem.
What do you mean, so it would seem?
Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cup number 17. The last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. This is 100% going to go a little over, and that's fine. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it.
Remember, you only get one chance.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Okay, so we already know which one it is. I'm going to save the game just in case I fuck up, of course. So, the shtick is that it is indeed... Hold on. This one. Mr. Atme, about this last remark! Objection. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atme, it seems you finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit. Is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool! I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn that fact? That Ron Delight was dressed as mask to mask when he went to the scene of the crime.
That was,
It was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There's no way that you should have known about that! You were in the next courtroom being tried as mask to mask! So then enlighten us! Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well... Objection. Come on! This detective must have known about it! He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. Objection! And it's those chances that I want to discuss next! That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit! There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out! Only one? One way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. Objection. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme. Objection! It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible! Detective Atme! You saw Mask to Mask at the murder scene that night! You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight! That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing! What the fuck is happening? Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I
I was supposed to create one myself! Here I am, the tragic clown!
That's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. Jesus.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atby, who was in turn blackmailing Rhonda Light. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atby tried to frame Rhonda Light. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me?
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be?
About the verdict.
I know, you never committed any murder.
That's right! I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master Mask!
Huh?
So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it,
I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia?
As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for the crime in which he was once found innocent.
Then Master Mask is really innocent?
It would seem so, for now.
For now?
now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty!
So they really said the last trial was who's Master Mask. And because he was found innocent, he gets away with that. And then he was found innocent in the murder trial, so he didn't do that, but he gets away with that too. So he doesn't go to jail at all! That's insane! Peak writing, I love this game.
Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all.
October 14th, late as fuck.
You did it, Phoenix.
Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days.
Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days.
Do you mean about becoming the master of the Korean channeling school?
Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
Misty Faye, right?
Watch over her, will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Well then, see you around.
Damn, she's a baddie!
Mia.
Mr. Wright! I don't know what to say!
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much! No, wait! Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this has happened.
Come on, just be happy already!
But Maya!
You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Mask to boot!
But, in exchange, I lost everything!
Huh? What do you mean?
Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became Master Mask.
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together!
That's not true, right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were?
You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it!
I can? I kinda wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together.
The sacred urn! Desi was the one who found this!
Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, there you are!
Miss Delight!
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that, but, I suppose you don't want anything to do with me, do you?
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you really were Master Mask either.
Mr. Light, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you?
Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away.
But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
Chivalrous.
I knew I was right about you. Every day I spent with you is filled with thrills and excitement.
Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you?
Nicky boy.
I fucking merged their voices.
Nicky boy.
Yes.
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
I can feel my face going red. She is a baddie.
Master Nick! Mr. Boyle! Congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick! I'll cut you with another man's wife in front of Mr. Maya. No, you've got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you. Never, ever!
Yeah. So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Damn! She knocked him the fuck out! Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together, but I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Oh, they're so cute! Ah, look at them! Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together, even better than before. Oh, they're adorable! Oh, it's so cute! I love this game. I love this game so much. Alright. Alright, now we get into my favorite trial of the game. We're about to go to the patisserie, my boy. But it has been long enough, so let me go ahead and save the game in every single save file, just so we can start with episode 3, Recipe for Turnabouts. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.